All right, before we do, we do have one thing we have to do first. It's called a 5E lesson.
You have to give her a big cookie.
In that lesson, I'm working on this. In that lesson, all right, we're focused on the use of technology because you're going to need to know how to do this stuff in a live project, all right? So before we get started on any of that, because you're going to be moving around, all the things that we're going to be doing for this project, for this assignment we're going to be working on, you are going to got to make sure we're good on all the safety, legal, ethical stuff, because what we don't want is to run into trouble while we're doing this. So, technology we're going to be using, you're going to be using your Chromebook. You're going to be using, if you don't have your Chromebook or your Chromebook is not charged or you lost it for whatever reason, you're using the desktop in front of you. Anything I have you do in a live project that is a spreadsheet or anything like that is going to happen in here, all right? So we do not have to worry about doing things at home. You don't have to worry about your internet access. We're going to do it in here. You will have reflections and stuff that you will have to type. You can do that at home. You don't need an internet connection. You just need your Chromebook. All right, so for this lesson, we are going to create what's called a one-pager. And in that one-pager, we're piggybacking off of what we've done with the banking stuff so far. So you're going to do some research. You're going to create a one-pager as a group telling me one online feature that you learned about your bank that you were unfamiliar with before. So we already know how to do checking account registers, we know how to balance the checkbook, and we've done some research on banks, correct? Perfect. So we're going to create a one-pager. We'll use Google Slides. It's really easy. I'm going to show you an example. So before we do that, throughout the life project, and it will start on this assignment. First thing is safety. When you come in here, please make sure that you are logged into your own account. If there's a computer that is not logged out from the last class, which has happened the last 2 or 3 days, log out, let me know that it was not logged out, log out of it, log back into your own stuff. When you are doing your research, if you are looking for anything for this online feature for these banks, or looking for anything to help you balance your checkbook, do not share any information on the website that is personal information, right? We're only going to share the information that is necessary to complete the assignment. So from now on this assignment and through the entirety of the live project, if I have you go look something up, or if I have you go create an online simulated bank account, whatever we do from here on out, only put in the information that is necessary for your assignment. Tracking with me? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Thank you. If you are unsure, when I tell you, give you your fake bank account and your fake bank login, if you're unsure about anything, ask me so that we can do it together, so that you are not sharing all kinds of information with the World Wide Web, because once it's out there, it's out there. When you make your one-pager and any other presentation that you do for the live project, copyright issues. Does anybody know what copyright is? Yes, Trapper.
Copyright is the legal and intellectual right to a product or an IP.
Yes. So if Trapper takes a picture with his camera, right, and posts it online, Bo cannot use Trapper's picture in his presentation unless he has Trapper's permission, or he tells me in his presentation, I got this picture from, and then tells me how he got Trapper's picture, right? So anything you're doing in a live project, and for this one pager, any pictures you put on there, if you borrow text from the bank website, I need to know where you got it. Got it? All right. What else? Images. When you search for images, some of you have done this already in Google Slides. When you're searching for images for your one pager in here, and for anything you do in the live project, if you do a Google Slides search, 9 times out of 10, it's going to come up with a Creative Commons search, which means those pictures can be used, and they already have the information where you got it attached to the picture. If you use anything else, I need to know where you got the picture. Make sense? All right. Ethical use. We are going to be doing a lot of work back and forth, sharing documents. We're going to start on this one pager because we're going to do it as a group. And when you're sharing information, you're communicating back and forth. For instance, when you divide up into your political parties that you're going to get today, you're going to be sharing information back and forth on Google Docs. What we don't want to do is be disrespectful to one another through those documents, right? Because when you have to turn them in, I'm gonna look at the version history, check and make sure everything's good to go. So if someone is putting an idea on there that you don't think is the brightest idea, there are ways to say, I don't think this is the brightest idea without being negative, right? What if we tried this? Or I see where you're coming from, have you considered X, Y, Z, right? Plenty of different ways to say that you don't agree with something without being disrespectful, all right? The big thing, ethical use, and when you have to write reflections in here for the life project, and for your slide, your one pager today, when you have to do that, no cheating or plagiarism, right? Does anybody know what plagiarism is? Like I'm just taking somebody else's words, putting them on the slide and acting like they are my own, right? So for every reflection that you do, for your one pager today, everything that we're doing, using technology, we need to be ethical, make sure we're not cheating, make sure we're not taking somebody else's work. And if you borrow somebody else's work, it needs to have quotes around it, and you need to tell me where you got it. Make sense? All right, so everybody's gonna participate in the whole life project. This is a no choice activity. Today's one pager is a no choice activity. We're all gonna participate, and we're all gonna do it here in class so that we don't have to worry about, I don't have internet at home, or coach, my Chromebook wouldn't open when I got to the house. Good news is, if you don't have a Chromebook in here, you have a computer in front of you. So everybody should be able to do what we need to do today, right? All right, here's a big one, and it's going to affect today. All right, let me just back up and say this. Today's the first day of the life project. So your one pager is part of the life project, right? And every decision does what? Every decision shapes your future. So you are going to use your computers for group work only, and for live project work only, and for the one pager only. Right? Anything outside of that is helping shape your future in the live project. So if you need help creating a one pager, if you need help understanding the assignment or how to do this, let me know. I will come help you. It's not a big deal. I'd rather help you and let's work on it and take you a little longer than you not to ask for help and get bored and start working on something else because you feel overwhelmed, right? I do not want this project starting today to feel overwhelming to anybody. Everybody got it? All right, responsibility. It is your responsibility to make sure that you are following all the things we talked about before. So just like if you had a job today and I said, Bo, in order to do your job effectively, you can't do X, Y, Z. It's the same thing as me saying, Bo, you can't plagiarize. If you plagiarize, if you do something in your job that I ask you not to do, probably gonna have a work problem, right? So, same thing in here. You have a responsibility, take care of your computer, take care of your, what's called digital citizenship, right? You're being safe online, being ethical, following all the laws. If you have issues with the computer, let me know so I can fix it. And the big one for this whole project, I'm trusting you to handle your own stuff, right? So what's the number one thing I want you to get out of this class?
Learning personal responsibility.
Personal responsibility, right? So from here on out, starting with this one pager today, you are personally responsible for how you use the technology going forward, right? When I teach you how to do the bank statements, you're now personally responsible for doing that. Got it? So everything from today forward to the end of the school year, it's on you, right? So make sure you're responsible for that. Make sure you follow all the things we talked about, legal and ethical. If you have problems with your computer, let me know. And does anybody have any questions about the safety, legal issues, ethical issues, copyright, plagiarism, anything that I can clear up before we go? Nope?